Yeah. Good morning, students. Myself, CA Swati Agarwal, faculty Indirect Tax Laws. Today, we are going to take Success at CA examination from BoS Academics for paper 5 Indirect Tax Laws with you. So, coming to the objective of this session. Today, as you know that your final examination for paper 5 Indirect Tax Laws, it falls on 13th of January 2026. And today exactly we have 25 days before your examination for final paper 5 Indirect Tax Laws. Your exam is on 13th of January. So you have 12 days of January, and today is 18th of December. So in effect you have around approximately 13 days of December. So very few days left with you. And at this point of view, obviously you must have gone through your study material, all the educational inputs provided by BOS. So we hope that as of now you would have prepared for your examination, and your revision would also be over, or you must be at the last round of revision. So at this point of time it is relevant for you to discuss with you the revision strategy day before examination, how to manage time in the examination, improve performance in the examination, and identify key points that require attention during the examination. In this session, we are focusing more upon examination and the day before examination, because at this point of time, your preparation, discussing about the preparation strategy doesn't make more sense, because you would already have time and you must have prepared through well before the examination. Your one or two rounds of revision would have been also completed. So now the day which you will get before the examination, how to revise, how to maximum utilize, optimal utilization of the day which you are getting before your examination, time management, how to your improve performance in the examination, like how to present your answers, and key points, few commonly committed errors that we will also take in this session. And along with this I will try to take the multiple choice questions integrated case scenario covered in mock test paper 2, so that you come across, you have an idea how to go through the case scenario during examination, how to derive the answers thereof, and how to compute the answers, how to interpret the case scenario and arrive at the correct answer. So these are the basically learning outcomes, you can say, which you will get after the session is over. Revision strategy before examination. Revision is very important, because the more you revise, the more you know, and the more you know, the better you prepare in the better you appear in the better you present in the examination. So this is how important, how vital, how essential the revision is the day before examination. Revision strategy, the importance of revision strategy, it can never be overlooked. You can say, yes ma'am, we have prepared thoroughly, we have prepared two rounds of we have spent two rounds of preparation. How much whatsoever you have prepared till now before examination, but revision is very important, very, very important, because what you revise, that you are able to retain, and what you skip, that you forget. I think you will you can relate this with the words which I am saying. Has it happened to you before? I must say that yes, you will agree to it that yes, ma'am, even though I am aware of the provisions, but the day before examination, I was not able to revise. And even though I had prepared it so well before examination, but just because I was not able to revise, could not retain in the examination and end up in losing marks. I'm sure कि आपके साथ भी ऐसा हुआ होगा, because it happens. This is the reality. We are able to retain only the points which we are able to revise the day before the examination, prior to the examination. It doesn't matter how well we have prepared before the examination, but if we have not revised the concepts, if we have not revised the key concepts, key provisions the day before the examination, we tend to forget the same. So whatever we skip, we forget, and whatever we revise, we retain the same. So this is the importance of revision strategy. That is why at this point of time we are focusing more upon the examination strategy, revision strategies, and the students generally ask queries regarding the errors which most of the students commit in the examination, along with the interpretations, how to move forward the integrated case scenario and the independent case scenario which are given in the examination. Revision strategies, friends, the last revision, it often decides the final rank. So this is the importance. The last revision, it really determines whether you are at the top, or you are at the amongst top 5 or the top 10. It decides the final rank, because there is always a minute difference between the ranks which we get in the examination. So and the difference is not made by the preparation strategy, because all the students who are there in the rankers list, obviously they are intelligent, they have prepared well in the examination, but the sequence of the ranking, it generally depends upon the last revision strategy. So coming to the point, the revision strategy day before examination. At this point of time, go through the let us recapitulate section given at the end of each chapter of module 1, 2 of Sanash, and also as a module 3 in customs and FTP. For each and every chapters of customs and foreign trade policy, there is a let us recapitulate section given at the end. So another thing important is that while studying this paper, indirect tax laws, start from the substantive provisions before progressing to the procedural laws, and at the last cover the enforcement provisions based on section wise weightage. Now, in this section, we shall again discuss the section in skill-wise weightage. Although whenever we interact with each other at any platform, we always discuss with you the section in skill-wise weightage, the importance of section in skill-wise weightage, and why it is important for you to go through the even at the time of preparation, at the time of revision, in the order in which the sections particular topics carry the weightage in the examination. So first of all, you have to start from the substantive provision, then procedural laws, and at the end, third rank is the enforcement provisions. This applies both in case of GSC as well as in case of customs and foreign trade policy. This strategy will follow at the during the preparation phase also. The reason being, if we follow this sequence, then we are able to understand the concepts in a better manner. Conceptual clarity is important, and if we follow these sequence, then we are able to strengthen our conceptual clarity. So this applies both, be it GSC or at customs and FTP. Then another point, go through the tricky issues involved in the computational problems. Computation problems, when earlier you had gone through during your preparation phase, you must have highlighted the few adjustments. There, as we know that even in case of compulsory questions or other computational questions, we have got a lot many adjustments are there, lot many items are there. Few might feel easy to you, few may you feel that yes ma'am, I am able to compute it, I am able to present it, I am able to attempt it right while answering. So few might feel easy to you, but yes, one or two item may feel tricky to you. So what you must have done during your preparation, you must have highlighted, you must have marked those tricky issues which may differ from individual to individual. Now, while revision, during the revision phase, what you have to do is you have to go through those tricky issues which you have marked during the preparation strategy, right? So you have to go through the tricky issues which for which you have earlier highlighted, you have added your sticky notes. You have to go through the tricky issues where where you tend to commit mistake, right? So this is a point where you generally commit mistake, so you have to mandatorily go through the tricky issues. Then go through the gist of commonly committed errors. Commonly committed errors, I will also go through the commonly committed errors during this session also, and that we also compile when we publish the suggested answers. There are examiner comments, and what we do in the examiner comments, we generally take up the questions where we feel that students' performance is poor. Wherever students' performance is poor, wherever they have committed mistakes, we try to cover up all those aspects and not only just pinpoint those points. What we do in the examiner comments is not we just pinpoint the question numbers where students have committed errors. We tell the students where they have committed errors, what was the correct answer, and what students had not marked in their examination, where why they ended up in losing marks. So I will suggest students to go through the examiner comments also whenever they get the suggested answers, because they come to know in the previous examination where the students have committed mistake, what was the correct treatment, and where the student had not applied the correct treatment. Then again, as we always say, the taxation being a law paper, you need to pay special emphasis to the statutory update to revise all the latest developments in GST as well as in customs. अब statutory updates में क्या है basically, as you know that for January 2026 examination, all the amendments made by Finance Number 2 Act 2024 are applicable for you. They have become relevant, they have become effective. And what is the cutoff date for your examination? May I know the cutoff date for your examination? For January 2026 examination, the cutoff date is 6 months prior to the date of examination. So, for January 2026 examination, the cutoff date is 30th of June 2025. Indirect tax laws, a full-fledged paper at CA final level, so it is carry the weightage of 100 marks. Part 1 GSC, Part 2 Customs and FTP. GSC obviously has the highest weightage, 80 marks. Then Customs and Foreign Trade Policy carry the comparatively low weightage, that is 20 marks. Question paper pattern, we know MCQ portion. MCQ covers the weightage of 30 marks, and it comprises of two divisions. One, case scenario, integrated case scenario, where uh, lot of concepts are integrated in one ICS. It covers some many topics. Then independent application based case MCQ. What you have to note is that even in case of independent multiple choice question, that MCQ is also not CNK based. That is also not no direct theory based question. It is also an independent application based questions. Right. So no CNK. आपके प्रोविजंस बहुत ही अच्छे से क्लियर होने चाहिए. कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी इज योर कंसेप्ट शुड बी क्रिस्टल क्लियर. कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इट इज प्री रिक्विजिट. यू कैन नॉट बार्गेन विद इट. कंसेप्चुअल क्लैरिटी तो होनी ही चाहिए. इट शुड बी क्रिस्टल क्लियर. नो बार्गेनिंग विद इट. देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू अपीयर इन द एग्जामिनेशन विद confidence and get good marks. So coming to the multiple choice question marks, MCQ carry the weightage of 30%, 30 marks. Part 1 GSC, Part 2 Customs and FTP. So Part 1 GSC carry the weightage of 26 marks, and Part 2 Customs and FTP carry the weightage of 4 marks. Coming to the examination pattern, GSC MCQ 26 marks, Customs and FTP 4 marks. In total, the MCQ carry the weightage of 30 marks. Coming to the descriptive compulsory question, GSC, only GSC, the compulsory question is asked only from the part 1, that is goods and services tax, and that carry the weightage of 14 marks. Please note that from customs and foreign trade policy, we do not have any compulsory question. So in total, the compulsory question carried the weightage of 14 marks, and that entire 14 marks that is asked from part 1 goods and services tax. Coming to the descriptive optional questions in GSC, you have to attempt 4 out of any 5 questions, and each question carry the weightage of 10 marks each. Customs and FTP also, you have to attempt 4 questions out of 5 questions, and each question carry the weightage of 4 marks each. So in total you have to attempt any 4 questions out of the 5 questions. 4 out of 5, and there will be 5 questions of 14 marks. 14, 10 GSC and 4 customs. Applicable position of law for January 2026 examination. As we have already discussed at Finance number 28/2024, along with notification and circulars which have become effective, because in GSC what happens is that the date of issue of notification and the day on which a particular notification or circular is basically clarificatory in nature. So in case of notifications or the amendments made by Finance Act, they become effective from a later date than the date of issuance of notification. So the date which the relevant notifications have become effective is very important, and 6 months prior to the date of examination, the cutoff date is 30th June 2025. And by this date, all the amendments made by Finance number 2 Act 2024 has already become effective. So you have to refer the all the amendments. So let's go through the section wise and skill wise weightage. Part 1 GSC. I'm just flipping it so that we can discuss more the commonly committed errors and the mock test paper. So, in nutshell, if I tell you the substantive provisions, be it GSC or be it customs, they carry the highest weightage in the examination. Second number, the procedure law, they carry the comparatively less weightage in the examination. And the third rank is the moving to the enforcement provisions. Part 2 Customs and FTP. Part 2 Customs and FTP CNK 25 to 55%. This is a skill wise weightage. And analysis and application is 45% to 75%. GSC also CNK carry the least weightage. Then A&A 45 to 75. Application based provisions, they carry the more weightage. E&S based questions, they have the weightage of around 15 to 25%, because the compulsory question in the GSC, compulsory question in part 1 GSC which we get in the examination, that carry the weightage of 14 marks, and that itself is the E&S based question, compulsory question. And this compulsory question we have, as we have discussed, that we get only in GSC, in customs and FTP there is no compulsory question. So compulsory question of 14 marks. This is E&S based question. Points to be noted regarding MCQs. All MCQs are compulsory. No choice is available to you. No negative marking for wrong answers. This is very important. Due to no negative marking for wrong answers, we suggest all of you to please attempt all the MCQs. Because in any case, even if your answers gets wrong, you're not going to lose any marks. So it is important to attempt all the MCQs. Whether you are sure, whether you are not sure, but do attempt all the MCQs. Another very important feature is that no reasoning is required in case of MCQ. So this is how you are able to save time in the examination. You are save time, in less time you are able to complete your MCQ portion because no reasoning is required, and all the MCQs will be application based and 2 marks each. I hope all this is clear to you. Shall we move to the next slide? Coming to the pattern of question paper, 30% case scenario, 70% descriptive. We have not preparation strategy. So that is same. for MCQs as well as for descriptive. However, the manner of answering that only is different. MCQ, no reasoning. Descriptive, you have to substantiate the answer with proper reasoning. No negative marking for wrong answers. Each MCQ four options with only one correct answer. Now, the important feature is how to manage time in the examination. Preparation complete हो गया, revision हो गए. Now, ma'am, how to manage time in the examination? The 15 minutes time, you are lucky one because you get 15 minutes reading time. We at our time, we never used to get those this benefit 15 minutes reading time. So how to leverage, how to make optimum utilization of this 15 minutes reading time which is given to you before the start of the examination. आपको ये लीवरेज करना है, इसको मैक्सिमम ऑप्टिमम यूटिलाइजेशन करना है. वो कैसे करना है? Give a quick glance to all the descriptive questions except question 1. Why we say except question 1? Because question 1 is a compulsory question. So since it is a compulsory question carrying 14 marks, it is the biggest question in the examination. So sometimes what happen is that in the examination time, due to examination stress, the pressure the student is facing, when they look at question number 1, they generally get horrified. Oh, it's such a big question, lot of adjustments, पेपर तो बहुत ही difficult है, क्या होगा, कैसे होगा, होगा ही नहीं. So that is why we recommend students to give a quick glance to all the descriptive questions but except question 1. Then out of the 5 optional questions during this 15 time, you have to decide which 4 questions you are going to attempt. During this 15 minutes itself, decide the choice between the question, which question you are going to attempt and which question you are going to leave as a choice. Because if you will decide it during this 15 minutes time only, when you will actually solve the questions, you will be able to save time in this manner. At that time, you won't get confused whether this to attempt or that to attempt. Your choice would already have decided. You will just move to the computing, solving, presenting the answer. So identifying the descriptive question you feel most confident about. This is the most important thing. This will be the question which you will answer first. Setting up positive momentum for the paper. ये बहुत ज़रूरी है जो क्वेश्चन में आप बहुत सबसे ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंट हो. यस, आई नो दिस प्रोविजन इन द बेस्ट मैनर. That should be the answer. That should be the question which you will answer first. आपका first answer वही होगा जिसके लिए आप बहुत ही confident है. Because yes, first impression is the last impression that we always listen, and same applies in the examination also. The question which you're most confident about, if you will answer it in the first place, that will set up positive momentum for the paper. How to leverage 15 minutes, then distribute the total available time which you have for writing the examination between case scenario MCQ and descriptive portion. Allocate estimated time for each question of descriptive portion based on its difficulty and assigned time. See, we always tell students that you have to devote time, allocate time to each question based upon the incommensuration with the marks which it carries. Right? Is it clear to you? If a question carries the weightage of 5 marks, then in any case, whatsoever manner you write, you are not going to get more than 5 marks. Is it clear to all of you? Now, तो आपको उतना ही accordingly you have to spend time that marks which it carries. Now there are two things. When this question carry the weightage of 5 marks, we have two questions in the paper. One question carry weightage of 5 marks, question number 3, let's say 3A. It carry the weightage of 5 marks, and 4B also carry the weightage of 5 marks. But 3A is difficult and 4B is easy. It has lesser past to ask. It is comparatively, it does not carry the more adjustments to be answered by students. Then you have to allocate time accordingly. If 3A is easy, 4B is more difficult, right? Then obviously both carry the weightage of 5 marks. Then also 3A will, you will allocate less time to question 3A, and 4B which is a bit difficult, where the number of items, number of adjustments, number of the requirement of the questions are more compared to the marks which it carries. You will allocate more time to the difficult question, because this is how you will be able to balance the paper. In the paper it might happen that in one or two questions the requirement of the questions are more, comparatively more, than the marks which it carries. The commensuration, the marks, the requirement of the questions are higher than the marks weightage which it carries in the examination. But on the other hand, it is also equally true that in few questions you will see that they are easy to answer, straightforward questions. You, the requirement of the question is to the point. In that case you will save the time, even though the marks which the both type of question carries, they are the same. So this is how you will save time. Your answer should be to the point, focus. It should not be, vague answers. If you will answer to the point, focusing upon the requirement of the question, your answer should be precise, concise. You will be able to save marks and score more. Then at the end, you have to reserve 10 to 15 minutes for final revision of the answers. So may I ask one question? So I can say Ria Goel, is this January 26 is your first attempt? Ria, January 26 examination is your first attempt? Okay, it's not your first attempt. So Ria, which attempt is your January 26 examination? See, let's make this session interactive one, because the more you will interact, you will come to know where exactly you are lacking. We will able to help you more if you will interact. So, which attempt is this, Gia? My first attempt is May 26. Okay. फिर तो आप you are far ahead. Obviously, then we will make full use of this session, and I will suggest that you should. Yes, Ria, we are going through the queries. Some in recent days we have been involved in some other critical meetings and other tasks. But don't worry, all the queries which you are posting to us, that we are replying to you. And for May 26 examination, obviously, and you can, the rank should be your focus, because you have got ample time with you and you are in touch with BoS academic, so you are fully aware of all the educational inputs which we are providing, all the strategies which we are discussing with you. So rank should be obviously the target for you. And other students also, you may also interact with us and let us know how to approach the case scenario based MCQs. Give a meticulous reading to the case scenario along with MCQs based on the same. As you go through each MCQ, focus on identifying the relevant information provided in the scenario and the applicable concepts, provisions of law which is relevant for answering the said MCQ. So, students, I will also try to solve with you the multiple choice questions along with the integrated case scenario of mock test paper 2. So, before that, let us focus, let us just complete this key points which you need to bear in mind before appearing in the examination. Then thereafter you should mark the correct answer based upon your understanding as well as assessment. In descriptive portion, as I have told you, you should write each answer in commensuration with the marks which the question carries. Aim for precise and focused answers. Unnecessary lengthy stories are not expected from you. They are not going to fetch you more marks. If you write to the point but your answer is clear, if your answer is focused based upon the requirement of the question, then you will score more in the examination. Try to adhere to your pre-allocated time for each question. pre-allocated time, how you have to calculate, that we have already discussed. How to manage time in the examination. If you find yourself exceeding the estimated time, then move on to the next question to maintain your overall pace. If time permits, then obviously at any point of time you can return to those questions and complete them. Strive to attempt all questions within the pre-allocated time. And six average questions, they always fetch you more marks than three excellent answers. So don't leave any question unanswered. You have to attempt all the questions. Lastly and importantly, stay calm, confident during the examination. Manage examination stress effectively by practicing relaxation techniques such as deep breathing and positive visualization. You may visualize that this is the last examination of your life, because you are going to become a chartered accountant, become a professional just after clearing the examination. So this is only the last time when you are going to study, because after that you will be a professionally qualified person. This is how you visualize yourself. You will feel positive, you will feel happy, you will feel calmness in your mind. Ria is saying that she has registered for BOS mentorship program. So Ria, has a mentor been assigned to you? You may let us know. And by which date, when did you register? When did you register for the same? If see, sometimes it might happen that your mentor is busy. 25th of July. Has you ever been in touch with your mentor? How many times, the frequency of interaction, you may let us know. And if you feel that your mentor is extremely busy, and then you may write a mail to bosmentor@icai.in. In that case, you may amplify, you may discuss with us your query in length. And if required, then mentors are changed also, depending upon, let's say, sometimes it happened that there are always prior engagements, we all are busy professionals. So it might happen that when your mentor has joined, he has time, but later on he gets busy in return filing or any other important task. No issue, you may tell us in length. If you require more interactions and mentor is busy, no doubt, no issue, you may write to us, and in that case we allocate a new mentor to you. We cancel the old mentor and allocate a new mentor to you. Okay, but Ria, you need to write a mail. You may write a mail to us at bosmentor@icai.in. And all the students who are there with us over YouTube, see, we have the BOS mentorship portal that is for exclusively for CA final students, and specifically for those who are not able to clear the examination, because in that case they might require hand holding. So we have that portal with us, and you may use that, right, if in case of any subject specific query, motivational doubts, or overall guidance, you will it will help you. Don't worry, Ria, your query is noted. Then coming to the point, mastering the art of answering the questions. So answer the questions with due emphasis on provisions of law. Being a law paper, vague answers are not expected from you. You have to substantiate your answers with the correct legal provisions. You just don't have to write unnecessary lengthy stories. Quote relevant section number, but I will say in case of sections number, it is always better not to quote than to misquote a section number. So quote the section number only if you are 100% sure. And whenever you quote the section number, also write the relevant act, relevant name of the act. Like, as you know, you must be aware that the place of supply provisions, they are governed by the IGST Act 2017. So sometimes students generally commit a mistake, and when they write the provisions of place of supply, they write section 12 or 13 of the CGST Act 2017. Thereby, there are higher chances that examiner will completely strike out your answer without reading the provisions which you have given there under. So better not to write, better not to misquote than to quote a section number if you are 100% sure. Yes, obviously it adds value to your answer if you are aware of the section number, correct section number of the key provisions. that you may remember, like section 17 of the CGSC Act 2017 pertains to the block credit. Section 16 of the CGSC Act 2017, conditions and eligibility for taking ITC. Section 7, supply schedule 1, schedule 2, schedule 3 of the CGSC Act 2017. Section 15 pertaining to the value, determination of value. Then 12 and 13, time of supply. So these key sections, section 24 of the CGSC Act 2017 pertaining to the compulsory registration. So right, so these are the key sessions which you should remember being the student of CA final indirect tax laws. CA final students, you should remember because you have also gone through the articleship. So these key provisions you should remember definitely. If you will write it, it adds value to your answer. First attempt the question which you know the best, because as you know, first impression is the last impression that holds goods in every sphere of life. Because not only personally, when we know that first whenever we meet someone, we should be properly dressed, because the first impression is the last impression. And same holds in the examination also. That is why we recommend you to first attempt the question which you know best. Present your answer well, write in a legible language, clear language, highlighting the key points, proper space, write in the bullet points, write in the 1 2 3 headings, give specific bullets, or highlight the important key points. Then you will be able, no one can stop you in scoring good marks. Descriptive, non-computational, application and analysis based questions recall the legal provision involved in the situation given in the question, correlate and apply the same in the provided issue, give conclusion with correct answer, length incommensuration, properly framed language, and avoid giving generalized answer without capturing the extent provision. सी एंड के बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस में क्या करना है, हाईलाइट करना है आपको मेन पॉइंट्स, ब्रीफ डिस्क्रिप्शन, बुलेट पॉइंट्स, हेडिंग, सब हेडिंग्स यू कैन यूज, examples if required you can give, then break the answer in brief points or paragraphs. That is very important. Don't write long unnecessary lengthy stories. Just always break the answer in brief points wherever possible for you. Computational problems provide appropriate explanatory notes, are very important. We will see when I will discuss with you the commonly committed errors, that how important it is for you to give your answers with the appropriate explanatory notes. If you don't give the answer with the reasoning, with the working note, then you will not get full marks. Or just showing a particular item, particular figure in the table in the addition or deletion column does not help you in fetching marks. You have to give the reason of a particular treatment. And one more thing, friends, sometimes in the compulsory question or in any other question, it happens that there is no treatment. No treatment is required for a particular adjustment. What you have to do in that case? Can anybody tell me? Wherever no treatment is there, what is expected from you? See, whenever no treatment is there, even in that case, you have to give a mention with the proper working notes why you have ignored that item. Otherwise, examiner will feel that you have ignored the item, you are not aware of the provisions. So, what you have to do is that you have to substantiate why you have not considered that particular adjustments in the tabular presentation given above. What you have to do is you have to mention the reason for the same in the working notes. Now we are discussing with you the few questions. This is a valuation questions in front of you. Vayu Limited provides you the following particulars relating to the goods supplied by it to Agni Limited. Particulars rupees. List price of goods exclusive of taxes, duties and discount 81,000. Special packing at the request of customer to be charged to the customer 5,000. Duties levied by local authority on the sale of such goods. 4,000, CGST and SGST charged separately in invoice 14,400, then subsidy receipt from an NGO in relation to goods sold, price 81,000 given above is before considering the subsidy. This is 5,000. You may also simultaneously attempt this question. You will, and then you can cross check where students generally commit mistakes and whether you have correctly attempted it or not. I'm giving you this time so that you can also try to solve it meanwhile simultaneously with me. वैल्यू ऑफ टैक्सेबल सप्लाईज आपने निकालनी है वायु लिमिटेड की. Shall we see? Computation of value of taxable supplies by Vayu Limited. List price 81, special packing add कर दिए, duty levied by local authority 4,000, value of taxable supply 90,000. Tell me, is it the correct answer? Is it the way correct presentation? I will say, not the correct answer. Is it the correct presentation as per your understanding? The answer is no. This is not the correct presentation in the examination. See, in this case, what we have given written is we have given notes for these incidental expenses, special packing, and duties levied by local authority. Okay, taxes, duties under any law for the time being in force other than CGST, SGST, UTGST, they are includable in the value as per section 15.2a. But this is not the correct presentation. Now, what is the correct presentation? Even though even though subsidy received from NGO, CGS and SGST charge, they are not includable in the value of supply. You can see that value of taxable supply. The answer is same even in our previous answer. It is 90,000. What is the difference? The answer, the net answer is same. 90,000 is the net answer which we have discussed earlier. 90,000 is the answer which we have discussed now. Now, where is the difference? The difference lies in the presentation. ठीक है, तो डिफरेंस इन दोनों की प्रेजेंटेशन में है. यहाँ पर हमने मेंशन किया है पर्टिकुलर आइटम्स इवन दो वी आर डूइंग नो ट्रीटमेंट फॉर द सेम. इनको हमने कुछ नहीं किया है, नील है, नो ट्रीटमेंट है. But this is a correct presentation. Why? Because even though some items have no treatment, we have to show it in our computational table. यहाँ पर हमने सब्सिडी का भी रीजन दिया है. दिस इज द डिफरेंस. दिस मार्क्स द डिफरेंस. Subsidy directly linked to the price received from a non-government body. It is includable in the value in terms of section 15.2. See, यहाँ पर हमने कोई sections नहीं लिखे हैं, so this is why this is a wrong treatment. Here we have given the reference of reason of the sections, but even then this is not the correct way of presentation. So now I hope that it is clear to you. It is important to give the working notes of all the items, whether we are including it, not including it, ignoring it. You have to present your answers in a proper manner. You have to substantiate your answer with all the proper working notes. So let us briefly discuss the commonly committed errors. Then we shall discuss the mock test paper, all the multiple choice questions, independent MCQs, and the integrated, which will try to cover one integrated case scenario with you. Question 1. This is a compulsory question carrying 14 marks. Some extract is given to you for computing the net GST payable in cash for the month of Feb for a registered person. Now J Limited Gujarat imported goods from China with CIF value of rupees 5 lakh in Feb. The goods were sold for rupees 5 lakh 10,000 as high C sales to an Indian party in Feb. What is the treatment for it? Since it is neither a supply nor ITC is available, students, what happen is that they might not show it explicitly, neither while computing the ITC available nor while computing the output tax payable. So let us see the manner of presentation. What would be the correct manner of presentation and where students generally commit mistake in presenting this. अगर आप इसको कहीं भी शो नहीं कर रहे हैं आईटीसी अवेलेबल में नीदर इन द कंप्यूटिंग ऑफ जीएसटी लाइब्रेरी दिस ट्रीटमेंट इज रॉन्ग. Computation of admissible ITC. No ITC tax is not payable in case of high C sales. IGST is paid by the last high C sales buyer who files a bill of entry for home consumption. Tell me, is it correct or not? This is the correct treatment. This is the correct treatment. This is how we have to show it both at both the places in ITC availability table as well as computation of GST liability. Another question. J Limited Gujarat paid inward transportation expense of rupees 30,000 in Feb to Mr. Z, a tempo owner in Gujarat who has not issued any consignment note. He has issued a consolidated bill in Feb. Tax rate is 5%. Inward transportation ITC on GTA service is allowed as it is used in course or furtherance of business. Tell me, is it a correct treatment or not? I am giving you 2 minutes time. You may give me your answer. All the students who are there live on the YouTube, please try to solve it. This is wrong. Can anybody tell me why this is wrong? What is the key point? What is the difference between the earlier slide and this current slide? Here, the tempo owner in Gujarat, he has not issued a consignment note. And services of transportation of goods without issue of consignment note, this is not covered under the services of GTA and hence the same is exempt. So no ITC is available. ये बहुत ही important point है. Without issue of consignment note is not covered under. ठीक है. GTA बनने के लिए what is important is that you're the tempo owner, the supplier of goods, he should have issued a consignment note. Without issue of consignment note, it is not covered under service of GTA. Then J Limited Gujarat availed supply of manpower security service from Mr. Y Gujarat, a registered person. Amount paid is rupees 1 lakh in Feb. Tax rate is 18%. Computation of admissible ITC. Tell me. Is it correct or not? Manpower security services Y Limited से ली है. It is true. Now, but in case of services which are taxable under RCM, what we have to do is we do not have to club the GST liability taxable under forward charge as well as the GST liability which are taxable under reverse charge on manpower security services. हमें ये क्लब नहीं करनी है. Why? What mistake we are committing here is that हमने इन दोनों को क्लब कर दिया, लेस किया है ITC अवेलेबल कंबाइंड फिगर में से. Then we have arrived at net GST payable in cash. This is wrong because input tax credit can only be set off against services which are taxable under forward charge. And the services which are taxable under reverse charge, they have to be paid in cash. Manpower security services from while limited ITC is allowed क्योंकि services are provided by a non-body corporate to a registered person. Mr. Y. Here this is Mr. Y. तो अगर हमने Mr. Y से ली है, then services are ITC is allowed क्योंकि service provider कौन है? Any person other than a body corporate, and receiver is a registered person located in the taxable territory. कंप्यूटेशन ऑफ नेट जीएसटी पेबल इन कैश, उसमें क्या करना है? जीएसटी लाइबिलिटी अंडर फॉरवर्ड चार्ज आई, फिर अपने आईटीसी तो उनका भी मिलेगा द सर्विसेज विच आर टैक्सेबल अंडर रिवर्स चार्ज. The only difference which is there is that forward charge liability on outward supplies is payable in cash after set off of ITC. Tax on manpower security services payable in cash. Tax payable under reverse charge being not an output tax cannot be set off against ITC and thus will have to be paid in cash. Then so I hope that you have read this question. Why J Limited Gujarat avails supply of manpower security services from Y Limited Gujarat, a registered person. Amount paid is 1 lakh in Feb. Tax rate 18%. Computation of ITC manpower security services from Y Limited is payable under reverse charge. Is it correct or not? It is incorrect. What is the correct answer? Forward charge liability, tax on manpower security services, tax payable under reverse charge. Is it correct or not? Tell me. It is not correct. Are you able to make out the difference which is there in the previous question and this current question? Tell me, is this correct or not? Manpower security services from Y Limited. Since security services, they are provided by a body corporate. Here in earlier questions, the difference which was there in earlier questions, it was services were provided from Mr. Y. Mr. Y is a non-body corporate, and in this question, the services security services are provided by a Y Limited. Y Limited means the services are provided by a body corporate. And RCM. RCM notification number 13 by 17 CTR dated 28th of June 2017. What does it provide is that security services services provided by way of security personnel provided to a registered person, provided by any person other than a body corporate to a registered person is taxable under reverse charge. In this case, J Limited Gujarat, although he's a registered person, but services are provided by a person body corporate. So tax on the same is not payable under reverse charge. This is a correct treatment. I think. Acha, okay. By mistake, I think I have opened the okay, earlier slide. So, students, now you may open your mock test paper. We shall read it together. यही वाली की थी ना डाउनलोड? Yeah. ये तो गलती से मैंने दूसरी वाली कर ली होगी यहाँ पे. शुभांकर को बोल देना वहाँ से ना मेरी जो डेस्कटॉप पे पीपीटीज है ना वो मेल कर देना, खुला हुआ है मेल आईडी में. Shall we start the MTP 2? Have you all opened it? Just try to solve question number 1. Then we will discuss how we to arrive at the correct answer. We will discuss together your answer and my answer. So question number 1, this is the mock test paper 2. I'm not able to use pen here. Anyway, let's read it. Messrs. Bhola and Associates dealing in sale or purchase of used or second-hand cars is registered under GST. During the current financial year, it effected following intra-state transactions. Particulars, purchase price and sale price is given to us. Car 1, the purchase price of car 1 is 5 lakh. Sale price is 7 lakh 50,000. Car 2, purchase price 3 lakhs. Sales price is 2 lakh 75,000. Car 3, purchase price 6 lakh. Sales price is 6 lakh 50,000. Car 4, purchase price 8 lakh. Sales price is 9 lakh 50,000. Messrs. Bhola and Associates purchased car 1, car 2 and car 3 from unregistered persons and car 4 from registered persons. Who charged GST of rupees 1,30,000 and accordingly Messrs. Bhola and Associates had availed the input credit of the same. यहाँ पर 3 cars, car 1, 2 and 3, car 1, 2 and 3 तो unregistered person से लिए and car 4 has been purchased from the registered person. Car 1, 2 and 3 has been taken from unregistered persons and car 4 has been taken from a registered person. ठीक है, तो क्वेश्चन है Messrs. Bhola and Associates is not conversant with GST provisions. Hence, it has approached you for determining his GST liability. Assume the applicable rate of tax is 18% and amounts given above are exclusive of GST. So, let us simultaneously solve the answer. Tell me your correct answer. Option A 95,000, B 1,08,000, C 1,3500 and D no GST is payable since sale of second hand goods is exempt under GST. So what is your answer? See, let us solve it. यहाँ पर कौन सा प्रोविजन एप्लीकेबल है? द एप्लीकेबल प्रोविजंस इन केस ऑफ वी आर टेकिंग MTP2 MCQ1. MCQ1, let me have the question paper with me. The applicable provisions in this case is Rule 32(5). of CGST rules. अब ये रूल क्या कहता है? Listen carefully. Where a taxable supply is provided by a person dealing in buying and selling of second-hand goods. Second-hand goods means used goods. As such or after such minor processing which does not change the nature of the goods and where no ITC has been availed on the purchase and sale of the goods. Since the goods have been purchased from an unregistered person, so obviously no ITC is available. Then what would be the value of supply? The value of supply is the difference between the selling price and the purchase price, and where the value of such supply is negative, then it shall be ignored. Value is selling price minus purchase price. If value comes out to be negative, then it is ignored. But ये सब कब लगेगा? When the supplies have been made from an unregistered person and ITC is not available. So let us calculate together. Car 1. Car 1 purchase price is 5 lakh, sale price is 7 lakh 50,000. So car 1 की वैल्यू कितनी हुई? 7.5 lakh minus rupees 5 lakh is equal to rupees 2.5 lakh. Car 2 sale price is rupees 2,75,000 minus purchase price is 3 lakh. So value is negative. इसका मतलब हमें इसमें कुछ भी नहीं करना है, इसको इग्नोर करना है. Car 3 selling price 6,50,000 and purchase price is 6 lakh. So the value is 50,000. So in total it is 3 lakh. And the GST rate is 18%. That comes out to rupees 54,000. Now what about car 4? Car 4 में क्या करना है? Car 4 has been so wherever in case of car 4 has been taken from a registered person जहाँ पर 1,30,000 GST has been charged and accordingly Bhola and Associates had availed the ITC of the same. जहाँ पर भी wherever ITC has been availed, then at that place normal valuation as per applicable provisions shall apply. Now what are the normal provisions, normal applicable provisions? That means section 15 of the CGST 2017. Here GST car has been sold for rupees 9,50,000. 9,50,000 का 18%, that comes out to rupees 1,71,000. And input tax credit has been charged availed at rupees 1,30,000. So taxable value is rupees 41,000. Now what is the question? What is the requirement of the question? Question says Bhola and Associates is not conversant with GST provisions. It has approached you for determining his GST liability. Now to calculate the GST liability, what we have to do is we have to add A plus B, that is answer is 95,000. So 95,000 option A is our correct answer. I hope it is clear to all of you. And this is the final level. See, so a lot of computations are involved because all the MCQs which are tested in the examination, they all of are application analysis and application based. So if your concepts are clear, that is why I told you in the beginning that your concept should be crystal clear. Then if you have strengthened your concepts, then you will be able to your present answers in a well manner. You will be able to apply the concepts in a better manner. So now coming to the MCQ 2. This is our MCQ2. Let us read together. John and John India Limited imported a consignment from USA by C. Value of consignment was 7,50,000. Total duty payable was 1,50,000. Company filed bill of entry for home consumption, but before inspection and clearance for home consumption, it found that goods were damaged. On filing a representation to the Customs Department, the proper officer refused the claim for abatement because goods were already unloaded. The proper officer, see, I am highlighting the key points जो ऐसे आपको भी करने when you are reading the question. यहाँ से हमें पता चला कि क्वेश्चन अबेटमेंट के ऊपर है. गुड्स अनलोड हो चुके हैं एंड द सिचुएशन इज बिफोर इंस्पेक्शन एंड क्लियरेंस एंड द गुड्स हैव बीन इंपोर्टेड बाय विच मोड दे हैव बीन इंपोर्टेड बाय सी. Proper officer is in agreement with the claim that value of goods has come down to only rupees 1,50,000. Calculate the amount of total duty payable. Option A 1,50,000, B 30,000, C 1 lakh and D nil. Tell me the correct answer and please let me know which provisions of Customs Act is applicable here. Then we will calculate it simultaneously together. So now let us solve it together. May I know the correct answer as per your understanding? MCQ2 अबेटमेंट के ऊपर है. अबेटमेंट आर कवर्ड अंडर सेक्शन 22. ठीक है. अबेटमेंट अभी क्या बोलते हैं सेक्शन. आई एम रीडिंग इट फॉर यू. Abatement of duties allowed under Section 22 where it is shown to the satisfaction of ACO, DC, Assistant Commissioner or Deputy Commissioner that any imported goods other than warehouse goods had been damaged at any time after unloading in India but before examination on account of any accident due to negligence, willful act or default of the importer, then abatement is allowed. So in our case, damage has taken place before inspection and goods are not the warehouse goods. And so how will we calculate the amount of duty? The duty to be charged on the damaged goods, it shall be reduced in proportion to the reduction in the value of goods on account of damage. So amount of duty chargeable after abatement is duty on goods before damage multiplied by value of damaged goods. वैल्यू किसकी लेनी है. डैमेज गुड्स की. एंड वैल्यू बिफोर डैमेज. यहाँ पर ड्यूटी कितनी है. 1,50,000. टोटल ड्यूटी पेबल कितना था. 1,50,000. वैल्यू ऑफ डैमेज गुड्स से कितनी हो गई है. यहाँ पर लिखा है कि क्लेम दैट द प्रॉपर ऑफिसर इज इन एग्रीमेंट दैट द क्लेम value of goods has come down to only rupees 1,50,000. So value of damaged goods is 1,50,000 and value before damage it was 7,50,000. And the correct answer is rupees 30,000. The value comes out to rupees 30,000. That is option B. Is it clear to you? With provisions, so anybody who's even has some doubts in the concepts, I hope that by now that concepts would have also been cleared. Now, without taking much time, I think we should move to the case scenario 1, so that you have a fair idea how the integrated case scenarios is to be read, how it is to be interpreted, and how the answers are to be arrived at. We just have a glance at question number 3. ABC Limited has imported certain goods by air. Certain goods were imported by air. Free on board value given here 100 rupees. Cost of transport, loading, unloading, handling charges, place of transportation 25. Insurance is rupees 10 for the purpose of rule 10(2) of customs valuation rules. Which of the following shall be added to the value of imported goods? Cost of transport, loading, unloading 25, insurance 10, transport 25, insurance 1.125, transport 20, insurance 1.125, or transport 20 and insurance 10. Then, as we know that in case of air freight, if goods are transported by air, air freight shall not exceed 20% of FOB. तो FOB यहाँ पर 100 रुपीज है, so transport should be rupees 20. And whenever we have actual insurance amount is given to us, तो हमें एक्चुअल इंश्योरेंस ही लेना होता है. Whenever the value of insurance is not determinable, अगर इंश्योरेंस नॉट डिटर्मिनेबल है, then only we have to take 1.125% of FOB. But in this case, the insurance is given, so we have to take the value of actual insurance. So the amount of insurance is rupees 10. So 20 and 10, transport and insurance. The correct answer is option D. Is it clear to you? Let us move to the case scenario now. But one student has raised a query. Leela Shubhashini has asked a query. Ma'am, please explain MCQ 8 of MTP series 1. So Leela, for you I am going to read the question numbers and the answer there. So let me read the MCQ 8 for Leela, the query which has been asked by her. It is pertaining to MTP1 in the case scenario. In relation to the transaction with Mr. Mohan, time of supply for purpose of payment of tax will be option A 2 lakh, option 2 lakh 2 8 2025, and for 8 lakh rupees 9 January 2025, option B 9th January for both 2 lakh and 8 lakh, option C 10th of January for 2 lakh and 8 lakh, and option D 2 lakh for 2nd of January and rupees 8 lakh के लिए 10th of January. So MCQ 8, MTP1, it pertains to time of supply. एंड टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई किसका है? गुड्स का है. तो अभी हमने डिस्कस किया था. टेल मी व्हिच सेक्शन इज एप्लीकेबल हियर. गुड्स के केस में सेक्शन 12 इज एप्लीकेबल. सेक्शन 12 ऑफ CGST एक्ट क्या बोलता है? टाइम ऑफ सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स इज द अर्लियर ऑफ द डेट ऑफ इशुएंस ऑफ इनवॉइस or the last date on which invoice is required to be issued or the date of receipt of payment. But the notification here, the notification number 66 by 17 CT dated 15th of November 17 specifies that a registered person excluding composition supplier and registered person making supply of specified actionable claims. These are the exclusions given in this notification. They have to pay GST on the outward supply of goods at the time of supply as specified in section 12(2)(a). That is the date of issue of invoice or the last date on which invoice ought to have been issued in terms of section 31. Now comes to section 31 of CGST Act 2017. What does it say? Section 31 of CGST 2017 says that invoice for supply of goods shall be issued before or at the time of removal of goods for supply to the recipient where supply involves movement of goods. So in this case, by which invoice ought to have been issued is 9th of October. गुड्स के केस में क्या लेते हैं? इनवॉइस issuance date, and where it involves movement of goods, invoice should have been issued before the date of removal. So the time of supply in case of advance payment as well as in case of balance payment, for both the cases the time of supply is 9th October only. Because अगर आप इसका case scenario when you will read it, it is given in the case scenario number 2 of mock test paper 1 that the company removed the goods on 9th January 2025 and issued. I'm rereading the relevant extract for you. Apart from this above, Process Limited received 2 lakh as advance payment on 2nd January from Mr. Mohan. Customer with respect to taxable supply of goods of 10 lakh. कंपनी ने रिमूव किए हैं गुड्स 9th जनवरी को एंड इशू द इनवॉइस ऑन 10th जनवरी. Goods were received by Mohan on 11th January. Mr. Mohan has made the balance payment of 8 lakh on 20th January through NEFT. Now this is a case of time of supply of goods. Section 12 will come into picture and it says for goods basically the date on which invoice ought to have been issued is to be seen by notification number 66 by 17. And when we say the date of issuance of invoice, we have to refer section 31 section 31 when the invoice ought to have been issued. That in case of goods involving movement, date of invoice is the date of remove. When the invoice should have been issued, it should have been issued by the date of removal of goods, and the goods have been removed on 9th January. That is why the correct answer is option B. ऑप्शन बी, क्योंकि डेट ऑफ रिमूवल क्या है? 9th January. So Leela, am I clear to you? I hope your doubt is clear now. You may mention me in the chat box that yes, your doubt is clear. Shall we move ahead? Shall we move to the integrated case scenario which I have planned to discuss with you? So चलिए केस सिनेरियो 1 पर चलते हैं. Any other doubt which we have? Case scenario 1. Dinesh Shinde is a registered supplier of goods. वो क्या है? Registered है. And services under GST in the state of Karnataka. He provided the following details of outward transactions belonging to the financial year 24-25. Taxable supply 140 lakh, exempted supply 350, 3,50,000. Interest received on unsecured loan not included in above is rupees 2 lakh. Transfer goods to the residence of his brother, a well-known professional, free of cost, but the open market value is rupees 40,000. Now, these details have been given for the financial year. During the month of April, Dinesh provided the following outward supplies. What all are the outward supplies? Taxable supply of goods 4 lakh, insurance agent service to Raksha Insurance Company registered under GST 30,000. Interest received. Leela, is your doubt clear now? Interest received for late payment from various customers 10,000. Recovery agent service. क्या क्या सर्विसेज हैं हमारे पास? इंश्योरेंस है, इंटरेस्ट, रिकवरी एजेंट सर्विस टू यश सिद्धि लिमिटेड, a trader of goods 40,000. Security. Now when you will read these services, so आपको माइंड में क्लिक करना चाहिए what should trigger in your mind the services which are taxable under RCM, रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म. कौन कौन सी सर्विसेज RCM में टैक्सेबल हैं? अब आपको सर्विसेज तो याद आ जाएंगी, बट वेदर RCM इज एप्लीकेबल और नॉट इन द गिवन केस दैट यू हैव टू आइडेंटिफाई. So security and housekeeping service provided to Namni school up to higher secondary. That has been rectified, Leela. Please answer, check the revised answer. An unregistered person under GST at its annual day function held at Prayag Convention Center outside the school campus. Then a few more information is given to us. Renting of motor vehicle designed to carry passengers provided to Hiran Mais Limited, where cost of fuel is included. Applicable rate 2.5. Received with reference to a contract of 5 lakh for taxable supplies of goods awarded by a PSU. PSU आ गया है, अंडर सेक्शन 51 आ गया है, तो इसका मतलब क्या? What can be which provision shall be invoked in this case? TDS. यहां से देखकर क्या लग रहा है हमें? रिवर्स चार्ज. Taxable supplies were made in the state of Karnataka as per instruction to PSU. Instructions किसी को मिले हैं तो मतलब bill to ship की बात हो रही है. Further, on 20th April, he hired Shinzo wedding planner of Japan to plan and organize his son's wedding under a composite contract of all events of marriage. Pre-wedding program was organized at Mumbai while the marriage and reception held at Paris, France. In addition to above, proper officer has issued an order under CGST Act 2017 dated 10th April and raised a demand of rupees 33 lakh, tax 20 lakh, interest 3 lakh and penalty is 10 lakh. In respect of an intra-state transaction, amounts are related to the CGST only. Dinesh Shinde admitted the tax demand admitted टैक्स की डिमांड कितनी है? 5 लाख. इंटरेस्ट डिमांड 2 लाख. डिस्प्यूटेड द रिमेनिंग टैक्स एंड इंटरेस्ट डिमांड एंड इंटायर पेनल्टी को डिस्प्यूट किया गया है. Dinesh Shinde wants to file an appeal before the appellate authority. All amounts are exclusive of taxes. We have got 6 MCQs below this, starting with question number 4, and you have to solve the question together. What is the taxable value of supply for the month of April in the hands of Dinesh Shinde? Now, I will ask you to solve the question together and let me know your answer as per your understanding through the chat box. हमें टैक्सेबल वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई निकालनी है. चलो लेट्स सॉल्व इट टुगेदर. यहाँ से स्टार्ट करते हैं. टैक्सेबल सप्लाई, हमें टैक्सेबल वैल्यू निकालनी है, तो उसके अंदर टैक्सेबल सप्लाई ऑफ गुड्स 4 लाख रुपीज को लेंगे हम, पहली आइटम. उसके बाद है इंश्योरेंस एजेंट सर्विस सुरक्षा इंश्योरेंस कंपनी रजिस्टर्ड अंडर जीएसटी. टेल मी इसको वेदर वी नीड टू इंक्लूड इट व्हाइल कंप्यूटिंग टैक्सेबल वैल्यू और नॉट. आरसीएम लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा इसके ऊपर? टेल मी मिस्टर ओम, लीला, एनीबडी, please be fast. There are 6 MCQs, we have to cover all. लीला, when you say included, what do you mean कि इसके ऊपर आरसीएम नहीं लगेगा तभी हमें इंक्लूड करना है टैक्सेबल वैल्यू में? आई एम नॉट एबल टू गेट यूर राइटिंग इन पार्ट्स. वेदर this service is to be included while computing taxable value. All the students who are there, not included. Very good, correct answer. क्यों नहीं include करेंगे? Because आरसीएम इज एप्लीकेबल इन दिस केस. अब आरसीएम कहाँ कहाँ लगता है? सप्लाई ऑफ सर्विसेज टैक्सेबल अंडर आरसीएम. ठीक है. नोटिफिकेशन नंबर 13/17 CTR dated 28 June 2017. It says services supplied by an insurance agent to any person carrying on insurance business located in taxable territory is taxable under reverse charge. तो इस वाली सर्विस के ऊपर रिवर्स चार्ज लगेगा. Coming to the interest received for late payments from various customers. इसको इंक्लूड करेंगे कि नहीं करेंगे? why not to be included? इंटरेस्ट को हम टैक्सेबल वैल्यू में इंक्लूड करेंगे एज पर सेक्शन 15 फॉर लेट पेमेंट से. ये then recovery agent service to Yash Siddhi Limited, a trader of goods. Tell me आरसीएम लगेगा कि नहीं लगेगा इसके ऊपर? इसको हम इंक्लूड करेंगे क्योंकि इसके ऊपर आरसीएम नहीं लगेगा. क्यों नहीं लगेगा? क्योंकि रिकवरी एजेंट सर्विसेज के ऊपर आरसीएम लगता है व्हेन सर्विसेज आर सप्लाइड बाय अ रिकवरिंग एजेंट टू अ बैंकिंग कंपनी, फाइनेंशियल कंपनी और अ एनबीएफसी. यहाँ पर हमने रिकवरी एजेंट सर्विस किसको दी है? यश सिद्धि लिमिटेड को. ना वो बैंकिंग कंपनी है, ना वो एनबीएफसी है, ना ही वो फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन है. तो सर्विसेज आर टैक्सेबल अंडर फॉरवर्ड चार्ज. फोर्थ, security and housekeeping service provided to Nanne School up to higher secondary and unregistered person under GST at its annual day function held at Piyar Convention Center being outside the school campus. Tell me the correct treatment for it, whether to be included or not, and the reason for the same. Tell me whether the same is taxable or not. See, at this point of time, your preparation should be very thorough, and you should, all of you should be able to give me very quick responses because your exams are near. This is taxable. Why this is taxable? ये taxable है because services are provided outside the school campus, so it is not exempt. सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड टू एन एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन, नन्हे स्कूल एक एजुकेशनल इंस्टीट्यूशन में है क्योंकि आप तो हायर सेकेंडरी स्कूल है, बट वो एग्जाम नहीं होगा बिकॉज सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज आर नॉट प्रोवाइडेड विद इन द स्कूल प्रीमाइसेस. So we have got four items. Now coming to the next item, renting of motor vehicle designed to carry passengers. Tell me the treatment. It is to be included or not? Here applicable tax rate is 2.5, 2.5. सी, रेंटिंग ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल सर्विसेज जो हैं इसके ऊपर आरसीएम लगेगा. क्यों लगेगा? क्योंकि सर्विसेज प्रोवाइडेड बाय वे ऑफ रेंटिंग ऑफ मोटर व्हीकल एनी पर्सन अदर देन अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट हु सप्लाई सर्विसेज टू अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट. यहाँ पर दिनेश इज नॉट अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट एंड दिस हिरण्मया लिमिटेड दिस इज अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट. सो दिस इज वाई आरसीएम इज एप्लीकेबल. और यहाँ पर टैक्स जो है वो भी जो है 2.5 2.5 लग रहा है. डज नॉट इशू एन इनवॉइस चार्जिंग सीजीएससी एट द रेट ऑफ 6% नहीं लग रहा है. सो इट इज टैक्सेबल अंडर आरसीएम, तो हम इसको इंक्लूड नहीं करेंगे. देन रिसीव विद रेफरेंस टू आर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट 5 lakh for taxable supplies of goods awarded by a PSU registered under section 51. तो टैक्सेबल सप्लाईज ऑफ गुड्स अवॉर्डेड बाय अ पीएसयू इसको हम इंक्लूड करेंगे. सो व्हाट इज योर आंसर? आपको ये 5 आइटम्स ऐड करनी. क्या क्या ऐड करना है? 4 लाख प्लस 10,000 प्लस 40, 4,50,000 प्लस 50, 5 lakh and plus 1,50,000. The answer comes to rupees 6,50,000. Option A. ठीक है. I hope it is clear to you. 4 lakh plus 40,000 plus 50,000 plus 1,50,000 और इससे पहले 10,000 भी है इंटरेस्ट. ठीक है. Now coming to the next question. Amount of TDS required to be deducted under section 51 by the PSU. CDSE 750, 750, 3,000, 1,500, 1,500. No TDS required to be deducted. Now tell me the correct answer and the relevant information is given in front of you. दिनेश शिंदे कहाँ के हैं? कर्नाटक. ठीक है. यहाँ पर टीडीएस का रेट क्या होता है? 1% सीजीएसटी एंड 1% एचजीएसटी. और इफ इट इज एन इंटरस्टेट सप्लाई देन द रेट ऑफ टीडीएस इज 2% आईजीएसटी. And it is applicable, TDS is applicable as per section 51 of the CGST Act 2017 where the value of total supply under a contract exceeds rupees 2,50,000. यहाँ पर वैल्यू आपकी है 5 लाख रुपीज, इसलिए TDS लगेगा. और एंड द सप्लाई इज इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई, क्योंकि ये यहाँ पर हमने कहाँ पर की है? इन द स्टेट ऑफ तमिलनाडु. 2% of rupees 5 lakh, that is rupees 3,000. ऑन रुपीज सॉरी 1,50,000. 5 लाख से हमें पता चलता है कि टीडीएस लगेगा बिकॉज वैल्यू exceeds rupees 2.5 lakh. ठीक है, but taxable value तो 1,50,000. Very good, Leela, very good. Then question number 6. What is the maximum amount of pre-deposit of CGST only to be made for filing the appeal before the appellate authority under the GST law? ध्यान रखने वाली बात यह है कि अमाउंट मैक्सिमम अमाउंट पूछा गया है आपसे प्री डिपॉजिट का ऑफ CGST ओनली. सो यू डोंट हैव टू डबल द अमाउंट विच यू विल कैलकुलेट, क्योंकि सिर्फ CGST का ही पूछा है आपसे. बताइए, आई एम गिविंग यू 2 minutes टाइम. The relevant information is given in front of you. Tell me the correct answer. Good, very good. So I think this provision is clear to you that all of you have given the 8.5 lakh. Which section is applicable in this case is section 107. What does it say is full amount of tax, interest and penalty जो कि admitted है. Admitted कितना की है? 20 plus 3 plus 10, यानी कि 33 lakh. And 10% of remaining amount of टैक्स इन डिस्प्यूट. ध्यान रखने वाली बात यह है कि जो डिस्प्यूटेड अमाउंट है वो सिर्फ आपको टैक्स का लेना है. टैक्स इन डिस्प्यूट. तो डिस्प्यूट में टैक्स कितना है आपका? आपके पास टैक्स की डिमांड 20 लाख थी. 20 माइनस 5 आपने एडमिट कर दिया. 15 इज द डिस्प्यूटेड अमाउंट. 15 का 10% यानी कि 1.5 लाख. $1.5 lakh. और एडमिटेड कितना था आपका? 5 and 7. 5 and 7 इज द एडमिटेड. ये तो डिमांड थी. दिस इज द डिमांड एंड एडमिटेड इज दिस 5 plus 2 यानी कि 7 इज द एडमिटेड. तो 1.5 plus 7 it is 8.5 lakh is the correct answer. Coming to the 7th question. What is the aggregate turnover of the financial year 24-25 under section 2(6) of the CGST 2017? Section 2(6) definition है aggregate turnover की. Option A 145,90,000, option B 145,50,000, C 143,50,000 and option D 143,90,000. Take your time and come with the correct answer. We have got answer from one student, others also. I am waiting for all of you to share the correct answer. Good to see the performance. Whosoever is replying, they are giving the correct answers. So good. Leela, Shubhashini, good. Mr. Om and other students. Ria, please share your answers. चलो डिस्कस करते हैं हम एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर. एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर की डेफिनेशन क्या बोलती है? एग्रीगेट टर्नओवर अंडर सेक्शन 2(6) of the CGST Act 2017 says that aggregate turnover includes taxable supplies, exempt supplies, exports, as well as interstate supplies. Now let us find out in the question how much is the taxable supplies, how much is the exempt supplies, exports, and interstate supplies. हमें पूछा है during the financial year 24-25, so means this. So we will include taxable supplies. The answer is yes or no in the definition of aggregate turnover. Then exempt supplies will also be included. Then coming to the interest received on unsecured loan not included in above, it will be included. Transfer of goods to residence of his brother, a well known professional, free of cost, but इसकी open market value तो given है, so why we have not including it? Tell me. क्योंकि हम डीम्ड सप्लाई शेड्यूल 1 ऑफ द CGSA 2017 में डीम्ड सप्लाईज को हम इंक्लूड करते हैं. बट डीम्ड सप्लाईज के लिए वो होती हैं सप्लाईज मेड बिटवीन रिलेटेड पर्सन और डिस्टिंक्ट पर्सन. Here, brother is a well-known professional. For related person, we have to move to the definition of family, and family says if your siblings, brother is a well-known professional, is not dependent, then he shall not be treated as a related person. He shall not be included in the definition of family, and moving forward, he shall not be treated as a related person. So, transfer of goods to the residence of his brother free of cost will not be treated as supplies. His brother is not dependent on Dinesh. So, transaction shall be not be treated as made between related persons. So, we just have to include these three. So, answer is 1,45,50,000. This is your answer. Let's move to the next question. What is the place of supply in respect of transaction with perfect wedding organization planner? A. Mumbai for both event. B. Karnataka for both events. C. Pre-wedding Mumbai for marriage and reception. Paris and Japan for both the events. Question number 8. It is given that on 20th of April he hired Shinzo wedding planner of Japan to plan and organize his son's wedding under a composite contract of all events of marriage. Pre-wedding program was organized at Mumbai while the marriage and reception held at Paris, France. Tell me the correct answer as per your understanding. This is a place of supply provisions are involved in this case. Whether section 12 of IGSC Act 2017 or section 13 of IGST Act 2017 is applicable in this case? Let me know. Quick, quick. See, in this case, section 13 of the IGST Act 2017 is applicable, because section 12 of IGST Act 2017 is applicable only and only in case of domestic transactions. यहाँ पर रिसेप्शन पेरिस फ्रांस में भी हुई है, तो इसलिए सेक्शन 13 ऑफ IGST Act 2017 is applicable. Now what does section 13 says? In accordance with section 13 of the IGST Act 2017, where any event, celebration or any such similar kind of service is supplied at more than one location, including a location in the taxable territory, the place of supply shall be the location of taxable territory, even though services are provided at more than one location. हमारे केस में भी क्या हुआ है कि सर्विस पेरिस में प्रोवाइड की गई है, एंड देन मुंबई में प्रोवाइड की गई है, तो यहाँ पर मोर देन वन लोकेशन हुआ है, मुंबई प्लस पेरिस, बट हम कहाँ की लेंगे? प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई, लोकेशन ऑफ टैक्सेबल टेरिटरी. सो इन दिस केस प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई शैल बी मुंबई फॉर बोथ द लोकेशंस. So your option A is correct in this case. Shall we move to the next MCQ? I hope that all the questions, how we need to approach to the MCQ, how to arrive at the correct answers, how to relate the provisions with the applicable provisions of the law are clear to you. So let's move to the MCQ 9. This is the last MCQ for today's session as well as of this integrated case scenario. And I want correct answers from all of you, because I have in depth made you understand all the concepts to you. Which of the following outward supplies provided by Mr. Dinesh are not subject to payment of tax under RCA? यहाँ पर what you have to note, in case while you are going through the multiple choice questions, you have to read the question very carefully, very carefully. You have to see whether the word not, like these type of words, which of the following situations is most appropriate, not taxable, taxable or only taxable. So these type of the words, even though you are aware of all the correct provisions, you will end up in losing marks if you will not pay attention to the requirement of the question. So here the outward supplies provided by Mr. Dinesh Shande not subject to payment of tax in the RCA Maharashtra. And we have services: insurance agent, recovery agent, security and housekeeping, and renting of motor vehicle. Choose the most appropriate answer. Combination of various services are given to you. You have to decide which services are not taxable under RCM. We have four services: security, housekeeping, insurance, recovery, security, renting, right? Insurance, this one, recovery, security, and rent. Out of these four services, you have to tell which services are not taxable under RCM. Take your time. You have mentioned two combinations. Please give me one correct answer. Only one answer is the correct one. Which of the following answers is most appropriate? The correct answer. You have been given the four services. You have to tell me which services are not taxable under RCM. And I have already discussed with you insurance service, recovery agent, security, and renting of motor vehicle. Tell me, when we calculated first taxable value, then also we have discussed the services which are taxable under RCM. No, answer is wrong. Here I think आपको कौन सी वाली सर्विस से कंफ्यूजन हो रही है, इंश्योरेंस से, रिकवरी, सिक्योरिटी और रेंटिंग? टेल मी the service which is confusing you the most. Because we have already discussed the insurance, recovery agent, renting of motor vehicle was taxable under RCM. That is clear to you? Renting of motor vehicle is taxable under RCM. Insurance agent is also taxable under RCM. We have already discussed. Now left is recovery and security. In case of recovery agent services, RCM is not applicable. Why? Because it is applicable if services are provided to a banking, financial institution or NBFC. We have already discussed that here the recipient is neither a banking company nor a financial institution nor a NBFC. So that is why RCM is not applicable in case of recovery agent service. Renting of motor vehicle में RCM applicable था, insurance agent में RCM was applicable. Now tell me about security and housekeeping services. Tell me the reason. Tell me whether security and housekeeping services is taxable under forward charge or is it taxable under an RCM, and why, or is it exempt? See, security services are provided to Nanne school up to higher secondary and unregistered person under GSC. Now let us see. Go through the notification number 13 by 17 CTR dated 28/6/17, that in which cases reverse charge provisions are applicable in case of security services. See, security services. Services provided by way of supply of security personnel, any person other than a body corporate to a registered person. सप्लायर कौन होना चाहिए? एनी पर्सन अदर देन अ बॉडी कॉर्पोरेट, एंड रिसिपेंट होना चाहिए अ रजिस्टर्ड पर्सन. देन सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज आर टैक्सेबल आर अंडर आरसीएम. यहाँ पर सप्लायर कौन है? Any person other than a body corporate. That is true. Dinesh Shinde, any supplier is a person other than a body corporate, but who is the recipient? An unregistered person. For security services to be taxable under RCM, services should be provided to a registered person. That is why in case of security services, they are neither exempt, they are not taxable under RCM, they are taxable under forward charge mechanism. तो हमसे क्वेश्चन था कि विच सर्विसेज आर नॉट टैक्सेबल अंडर आरसीएम. सो सिक्योरिटी सर्विसेज आर नॉट टैक्सेबल अंडर आरसीएम एंड रिकवरी सर्विसेज भी नहीं है, बिकॉज यश सिद्धि लिमिटेड इज नीदर अ बैंकिंग कंपनी नॉर अ फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशन एंड नॉर अ एनबीएफसी. So these services are not taxable under RCM. So what is the correct answer? Recovery insurance, recovery agent, no RCM. Security, No RCM. So option 2 and 3, in this case, no RCM is applicable. So that is why the correct answer is option 2. So I hope that by now you have how to go through the integrated case scenario, independent multiple choice questions, although all the questions, whether they are independent, whether they are integrated case scenario, all are application based case scenario, all the are application based MCQs. And if your concepts are clear, if your concepts are strong, you have a strong conceptual clarity, then they will, you won't have any issues so going through the MCQs and solving the MCQ. You just have to relate the applicable provisions with the facts of the case, what all provisions, which provisions are involved in a particular case, that you have to identify yourself side by side simultaneously when you are going through the case scenario. Then you have to apply the provisions, apply the legal provisions, and come out with the conclusion. No reasoning is required from you, you just have to relate the provisions. I have given you detailed reasoning so that you are able to understand, you are able to understand the concepts, and appreciate how the concepts are, how the provisions are to be identified, they are to be related to the provisions, and how to arrive at the net answers. So I hope students, the objective of this session, the objective of organizing this session is clear to you, that we have already gone through the commonly committed errors, then the time management, revision strategies, and these sample multiple choice questions, integrated case scenarios of MTP2 as well. So I hope that all the queries have been also resolved, which whosoever student has been asked. So thank you very much, and wishing you all the best for your session. Thank you, Leela. Thank you, Ria, and thank you, Om. Thank you, all the students who are there online over YouTube and who have joined through the Zoom link. Thank you to all of you.
निसर्ग जी, हेलो निसर्ग जी।